In recruitment, distractions are no doubt part of the job. But in general, studies suggest that more than half of all distractions are actually self-inflicted. This technique helps to limit self-interruptions while ensuring that tasks are able to be completed during focused thinking and still providing your mind the necessary time you need to not just retain information, but to also let your mind wander off in order to break out of familiar cycles. The best part of this technique is that it's very simple to implement and the results are immediate. So what you do is you start with a task list and a timer. And when you apply this technique, it's important to focus on a single task. As much as we like to think we're multitaskers, in reality, we don't multitask. We just try to get better at switching between them. So set your timer for 25 minutes and then focus on a single task until it's done or the timer rings. Now, in this example from Todoist, we're using a 25-minute focus time with a 5-minute diffuse time. However, some people prefer a full 90 minutes of focus time with a 20 to 30-minute break to activate that longer diffuse mode. This longer Pomodoro aligns with your body's natural ultradian rhythms, which we'll be discussing next. So when your session ends, you record what you completed, then enjoy a 5-minute break. Then after 4 Pomodoros, take a longer, more restorative 15 to 30-minute break. So here's an example of what your day might look like in Pomodoros, right? Enabling you to toggle between focus and diffuse time with allocated time for both completing tasks and allowing your mind to wander. Now that you're familiar with the Pomodoro technique, let's spend a couple of minutes talking about why this method is effective from a scientific perspective. The image at the top is not just how many of us have been told we're supposed to work. It's also likely how many of us believe that we're supposed to work. However, now that we know a bit more about the brain's focus and diffuse mode, how we've been told to work doesn't allow our brain to sufficiently recover. This general perception of work not only decreases productivity, but it also leads to burnout. And losing high performers from your business is never fun. And that lost revenue can't immediately be replaced by hiring someone else to fill that role. Now note the image at the bottom. This is much more aligned to how we actually work. Each one of us has what's called an ultradian rhythm, which dictates how our bodies function in relation to time. So similar to the circadian rhythms that manage our daily 24-hour cycles of sleep and waking, the ultradian rhythm is a biological pattern that is hardwired into our DNA. Ultradian simply means many times a day, and rhythm refers to patterns and cycles. So the purpose of the ultradian rhythm is to manage the cycles of energy production, output, and recovery in all humans. But how does that impact learning? Well, one of the reasons the Pomodoro technique is so successful is that it aligns to your brain's needs. Your brain needs breaks throughout the day to sift through all of the vast amounts of data you've taken in. It has to tag it, organize it, and then create those important synaptic connections. These connections allow you to merge the new information with what you already know and make it easier for you to recall that information later.